What up, guys? It's Fernando, back with another video. Today we'll be doing my full recap and review for WWE Clash in Italy. This show, it was loaded top to bottom with absolute superstars and the heavy artillery and the best of the best that WWE has to offer. And I feel like this show truly underdelivered. The hype was there, but the delivery and the decisions, I feel like did not just live up to the hype. It was as simple as that. So I'm gonna go through everything. I'm gonna give you my full thoughts on this at the end of the video. So let's get into it. We start the night off with Cody versus Gunther for the WWE Championship. Um, to start off, it was electric. The crowd was singing Gunther's song. They were cheering Gunther. Obviously as they're in Europe and Gunther's from over there, and obviously Cody Rhodes. It was the whole crowd was singing his songs, so they were really into it, and at first, the match wasn't that long. It's going back and forth, and then we get into the classic 5 minutes of Gunther attempting a sleeper. And so we get through that. He attempts a sleeper on Cody Rhodes multiple times, and Cody keeps on getting out of it. Eventually, it leads to them going back and forth, and Cody Rhodes hitting a crossroads, and 1, 2, 3, the match is over. And all in the meanwhile, Gunther's foot is underneath the fucking bottom rope. This made zero sense. I mean, it was so deflating. It took the air out of the building. I mean, everyone was confused. The announcers, Michael Cole and Corey Graves, didn't really know what to say. Like they said, oh, his foot was under the bottom rope. And that was the match. I mean, Cody got up celebrating, and Gunther started protesting to the referee, and he looked pissed off. So that was that match. The match ended before it even got going. As soon as it started to ramp up, it just came abruptly, and it was over just like that. And this finish was just a super lazy way of booking. I'm sorry. The WWE has done a very bad job of being able to have both their superstars take a clean loss or take a pin here. They got one right and later on in the night, but I'll get to that. But the way he beat him is just so anticlimactic. It doesn't make me want this feud more. That's what this should have done, because this was their first match in a while for the WWE Championship, and it didn't make me want it more, because they're just gonna go with the basic easy storyline of, oh, Gunther's foot was under the rope and that pin should have never happened, and I just it was just bad. I'm sorry. This was just fucking awful, and this was the overwhelming opinion on this match. As I'm reading all what people have to say, it was just horrendous. All it was this was just the caveat to I don't know if that's word, to start the feud. Like they're just redoing it from scratch. Like kind of like this match never happened. And the fact that they did this to the Italy crowd was just not good. They were left shocked, and I believe most of the people on the internet were left shocked in a very bad way, including myself. So this, to start the night off, boy, this was a dud here. It was a real dud, and yeah, that kind of set the tempo for the whole show. You kind of didn't know what to expect, and your expectations were immediately lowered. For me at least. So there was that. Obviously now it's evident that they're just going to continue this and probably going to have this match at SummerSlam, or continue on for the Gunther's going to do the King of the Ring just to get his rematch. That's maybe something they could do, like, oh, it's not the referee's fault, or something like of those lines. But yeah, obviously they're going to continue this, and just no interest and no intrigue coming out of this match. Next, we have Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the WWE Women's Championship. This was another incredibly good match. Jade and Rhea have great chemistry, which blows my mind. I said this when they after the match at WrestleMania, and it continued here. They had some nasty bumps. There was like a little flip on the apron where Rhea Ripley lands hard. There was like a little belly to back slam off the top rope and then, like I said, back and forth, real great chemistry. the only thing I would have to say about this, it was just kind of like a longer version of the WrestleMania match. It was kind of like the same moves and stuff, but it was just a longer version of the WrestleMania match, which I'm not going to complain about, but it wasn't the most surprising thing on earth. But anyways, the match continues on, and we have the baddies, Michin and B-Fab, come to the ring. They're on the apron, and Rhea hits a Riptide, and this is where I thought that this was going to go real downhill, real bad, real quick. So she hits the Riptide, and Jade is by the bottom rope, and she's going for the 1, 2, 3, and B-Fab is attempting to grab her leg to put it on the bottom rope, and she can't do it. You have one job in the whole entire show. That's to grab her leg and put it on the rope to break the count. And Jade Cargill realizes it didn't happen, so she has to take her own leg and put it on the bottom rope. It just looked bad, and everyone caught it. There's stuff you just can't get away with, and that's one of them. You just can't mess that up. It's real simple, and she wasn't able to pull it off. And another thing is, people are blaming B-Fab. Yes, that is very bad. That is not a good look on her. But Jade, you got to get your foot closer to the rope. You have to get your foot closer to the rope to make it a certain, make it look real. You know what I mean? Make it look like the second people realize, like, you make it look scripted, you make it look like, oh, this is planned, is where the detach comes, where people just start booing and they just don't care. They're like, oh, God damn it, we know this is scripted, but don't make it look scripted. That's real bad for this. But anyways, after that, Charlotte Flair is able to come to the defense, and she jumps over the barricade and takes out Michin and B-Fab. And this is where I feel like it gets saved. It gets real saved. So she takes them out. Jade Cargill hits a Jaden onto Rhea, and she's by the rope. And Charlotte, like exactly what B-Fab did, but she actually was able to do it, takes Rhea's foot and puts it on the bottom rope perfectly. And I feel like that saved the match here. And not only that, but it obviously costed Jade the match, because Rhea would go on to hit a Riptide and beat Jade. But right after that, after she put the foot on the bottom rope, Charlotte looked at Jade Cargill. They made eye contact. They kind of had like a little stare down, and that's hinting at something. And obviously, everything came back to bite Jade, and Rhea picks up the victory here. And a decently good match. I feel like people are giving it too much credit for deserves. I could sound like a hater, but it was just like a elongated version of their match at Mania. But I'm really excited for what they have in store for Charlotte and what she's going to get involved into this whole women's championship. Is it going to be a triple threat? Is she going to go on to face Jade? Is she going to face Rhea? I'm not 100% sure, so we have that factor. I feel like Charlotte being involved here really saved the match and really got me intrigued, because if she hadn't, it was just another match that was just put on this card and you didn't know what to make of it. And with Charlotte being inserted, you have an idea of where it could go, but you're not sure. So that's what I overall I'll give this about a 75% thumbs up, because I feel like I've seen this before, but that the mystery of what's going to happen with Charlotte and this whole triple threat women's world championship has me a little bit hyped to see what comes. And next we get Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. Now, obviously both of these come out and the crowd is singing both their songs. It is electric, and as they're doing the announcements, Oba's taking off his necklace, and Brock attacks him from behind and hits 4 F5s. And this starts the match off, and then he goes for a Kimura, keeps trying to lock in the Kimura. Oba Femi keeps reversing, picking him up. It eventually leads to more F5s out the ring. F5s onto the announce table. They throw back into the ring. Oba no-sells an F5 through the announce table. That was like the 6th one. He goes in the ring. He starts going for those running uppercuts in the corner on Brock, and eventually goes for a fall from grace, where Brock's able to jump over him and hit a 7th F5 to pick up the victory here. Now, to start things off, this match was dog shit. I don't care what people say. This was not good. This match was not a good wrestling match. It is purely based on the hype. And that I'm sorry to say, but the one thing I will give WWE is there was no right or wrong decision here. I got something in my mouth. But there was no right or wrong decision. You could have either of the guys. I didn't like the decision of having Brock win, but they did it in a way where it protected Oba. He was attacked before the match, got hit with 4 F5s before he can even think of what happened. And he obviously ended up losing the match here, but the match wasn't good. And again, the feud is just based on the hype. And obviously, where they're going to go from here is it's 1-1. 1 win apiece, 1 win for Brock, 1 win for Oba. So what's they got to have a trilogy match, and we know who's going to win that. It's going to be Oba Femi. There's absolutely 0% chance that Brock picks up the victory over Oba in the rematch, because it's more than likely going to be at SummerSlam and in Brock's hometown, home state of Minnesota. So again, I was really disappointed of the match. It was hype, yes. It was the hype. It was the most hype match of the whole fucking night. It was great. The crowd was into it, but we knew what was gonna happen. We knew that if Brock won, we know the destination. It's gonna be the third and final match at SummerSlam. So I don't like that. I would have liked to see Oba really sweep him 3-0, but I mean, because the hype would have still been there, and obviously, they had Brock pick up the win here, and they're gonna go tied into the rematch. But at least WWE did it in a smart way. Like I said, they did it in a way where it protected Oba Femi, but he still kind of took a clean loss. So I'm not mad about that. I'll give this another kind of a half 75% thumbs up, because I'm just a big Oba Femi fan now. And I just didn't like seeing him, and I just don't like Brock. And for anyone saying that that was a good match, it wasn't. I'm sorry, you can't say that was a good match. And ever since it's been Brock's had bad matches since 14 years ago when he returned. I mean, he's never really had a good match. For anyone saying this was epic, this was amazing, everything that's happened in the 2010s, in the late 2010s, and the early 2020s that was awful had something to do with Brock Lesnar. The bad decision making always had something to do with Brock Lesnar, and I just feel like I still have that bad taste in my mouth. And it kind of got into this match, but overall, like I said, I'll give it a 75% thumbs up, just because of the aura of Oba Femi has kind of saved it, and that me knowing that he's going to win the trilogy makes me happy. So, and hopefully they'll retire Brock Lesnar. So there was that. And then we get into a very underrated match on the card. I feel like this match got outshined by all the rest of the others, just because of the pure star power that all the other matches had, and that was Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca for the Intercontinental Championship. These two have great chemistry, and it's phenomenal. This match was so back and forth, and it was constant counters, and not just simple counters. These were smooth, calculated, hard, difficult counters and reversals that these two women were doing. They were doing a soul snatcher that got turned into an armbar, backflips. Soul was countering stuff with backflips and front flips and handstands. A springboard clothesline got turned into a manhandle slam by Becky Lynch, and just constantly going back and forth, rolling up pins. And throughout the match, Becky Lynch was just kept getting into it with Jessica Carr, tried to pull her in the way multiple times, knocked her out the ring, went for a roll up, and Jessica Carr wasn't able to get the count off fast enough. So this match was just real smooth. That's all I have to say about this match. Is it was great. These two were smooth. And another thing is the match ends with Becky going for a manhandle slam. She throws up Soul into the air, and she hits a perfect Soul Snatcher onto Becky Lynch for the 1-2-3, and she wins the Intercontinental Championship. Like I said, this match was just good, and I feel like they got the decision correct. And post-match, this could go multiple directions. With the work that Becky Lynch is able to do in her character build and the way she talks on the mic, you can run this back. This isn't the end of it. This doesn't have to be the end of it, which is great. That's what you get when you have great character worker like Becky Lynch. They could run this back, have Soul retain, and then Becky can go on to do whatever. Or this could be it. This could literally be it, and Becky goes on and does whatever she wants right now. So there's no lose-lose here. There's no way to complain here. Based on the work that Becky Lynch is able to do. So I'm not sure which direction they choose to go, but with Sol carrying the title, she's able to go on and face anyone in the mid card and have a great match. That's the thing. Sol can go have a great match with anyone on the Raw roster, and that can be that. And she can do kind of like the Workhorse Intercontinental Championship, kind of like Penta's doing, but on the women's side. And obviously Becky Lynch, she can go do whatever the hell she wants. Whatever she wants, she's capable of doing it. So like I said, this was my only like a full 100% thumbs up. I agreed with the whole build up to this match was great. The match itself was really good. The result was good. The where it can go after was good. It hit all the cylinders it needed to hit for a mid title match here at a loaded pay-per-view that I feel like this match is going to get swept under the rug and no one's really going to care about because of everything else that happened. Finally, we get to the main event. Roman Reigns versus Jacob Fatu, tribal combat for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, I'm gonna just come out and say it. This was mid as hell. This was boring. Like the first third of the match was just them two going back and forth. They go outside, start fighting in the crowd, trading blows, and then them outside the ring trading blows, going back and forth. Like it was just trading punches, trading headbutts, and uppercuts. That's all this was. But and all in the meanwhile, Jacob's still trying to get that Tongan death grip locked up on Roman. But it started getting a little bit more physical, which is where it got a little bit better. We had my favorite part of the match was where Roman takes a toolbox from underneath the ring and smashes Jacob Fatu's hand twice. Once on the announce table, once on the steel steps. And that's where I feel like we got a little bit of storytelling. Like there was something that mattered, that had meaning. And another interesting fact was Roman yelling at Fatu that he doesn't need help, that he can beat anyone. He's beaten everyone without help, which is complete bullshit. So I don't know why he said that. But anyways, we get through that. They go back into the ring. Roman is Superman punching Fatu. He's no-selling it. And then they go back and forth. Fatu hits a Samoan drop. And then the end of the match is Roman had exposed all the turnbuckles. He takes Jacob's head, bounces off the turnbuckle, spears him through a table that's propped up on the other turnbuckle, and hits that super spear where he bounces back and forth on the ropes, and boom, we have the end of the match. So the first like half of the match, like I said, was just real boring. Them just going back and forth, trading blows, and then it didn't really get physical till that whole toolbox spot, and then obviously Roman picks up the victory here in a predictable outcome. Like I predicted Jacob Fatu to win the match because I wanted him to. I feel like there was more of a story to tell with Jacob Fatu winning, and that the doors were wide open. Like you don't know what's going to happen. You have no idea what's going to happen. But Roman picks up the victory in a predictable, normal looking Roman Reigns no disqualification tribal combat match, and this just killed my whole vibe. Like what am I supposed to do with this? The whole mystique, all the aura of Jacob Fatu was him not acknowledging the tribal chief, him being unhinged, him being this crazy animal that cannot be tamed, and Roman just beats him in a normal looking fucking tribal combat match. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? So we get that, and then as they're leaving the ring, Solo Sikoa's in the crowd, and they all see each other. They all come make eye contact. And Jacob Fatu makes eye contact with him. So is that a hint at something? Like, I don't want to see Roman or the Bloodline be anything involved with the MO2s. The MO2s are fucking awful. So why are we hinting at this? And now the only real question I have is Jacob Fatu going to acknowledge him tomorrow on Raw? Like, that's what they were the commentators saying in the acknowledgement ceremony. Is that going to, like, will he fully fall in line tomorrow on Raw? I don't know. So I mean, like I said, the match was mid, the ending was predictable, and the outcome just wasn't super shocking, or and it doesn't make me interested. So, overall, like I said, I was gonna give my total thoughts. This under-delivered. It was underwhelming. There was a lot of predictability, and the thing about this whole card was, everything felt like it was the beginning of the feud, or in the middle of a feud. It was just using the match to progress. That's what this whole pay-per-view felt like, was just using to progress. And if it was the end, it didn't have the ultimate climax, the ultimate payoff, or the most exciting end to any of the feuds that happened on this show. So it really just did not hit for me. I mean, it was a good night of wrestling. It was a good, okay night of wrestling, but there was no ultimate payoff in any of the matches. I'm not hooked on anything coming out of this PLE, which is just sad to say because of all the star power. And I really was hyped for this, especially after what WWE did at the last couple pay-per-views that were really, really good. But I'm just not hooked on anything. So we'll see after Raw tomorrow. Maybe they can have some answers for us of what's in the future. But like I said, I was really, really underwhelmed by this whole card. But another thing is, this feeling might be kind of because I had adrenaline dump from last night. If you guys do not watch AAA, the Mexican promotion here in WWE, you need to, because all this stuff right here was absolutely nothing compared to what El Grande Americano and El Grande Americano did last night in Mexico. That was true storytelling. That was some of the best. That was the best match in WWE since Roman versus Cody at WrestleMania 40. If you don't know anything about this, go watch that. This nonsense that happened today is peanuts compared to what they did in Mexico. The mask versus mask match where Chad Gable is unveiled as El Grande Americano, it was just pure cinema. And if you want a full wrestling storylines, a good match, drama, everything, go watch that shit, not this. So yeah, I feel like maybe the reason I was so let down is because of what happened last night and how hyped and great that was. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next time. I will be back tomorrow night, or Raw is in the middle of the day, so I'll be back early tomorrow for the recap and review, and hopefully we get some more answers and figure some stuff out, because this was kind of a dud. I'll give Clash in Italy maybe I'll probably give it a 6.5 out of 10, and I'm being generous just because of the star power. But other than that, I will see y'all next time, and have a good one.